Hey, I'm on a question. What do I feel privileged that I don't apologize for? I'd have to say, hey, you know what? I won the life lottery. I'm alive. That's a really great privilege. I know there are antinatalists that probably say otherwise, and think I was being foolishly naive for not admitting my suffering, but I can't help but really love the fact that I'm alive. I've got a brain that seems to work to some extent. I can ask all kinds of questions. I can examine all kinds of ideas that people like you have been generous enough to present, along with many other interesting people on YouTube and people out there in the world that I get to meet. I love my job. Sometimes I hate it, but you know, everything's got its downside. But there's some really magnificent parts to it. I like driving. I get to see beautiful cloudscapes. Here's something I once driving out towards was it Salt Lake City, Idaho? I think it is. I think and. It was winter time, and the wind was blowing along the interstate to the point where they put up a sign saying no light trucks, like tractor trailers. And probably referring to vans with light loads, but I had a flatbed with a heavy load, so I could go right on through. And it was really an amazing thing. It was nighttime, full moon, not a cloud in the sky, and the ground was like a conveyor belt. The wind was blowing like crazy, but it wasn't blowing it in big gusts all over the place. It was just a sheet of snow that was going along this rolling landscape like a conveyor belt, and it was absolutely amazing. I couldn't see the road except for these posts with reflectors on them at regular intervals along the side of the highway, that I knew that I was on the right track as long as I kept a certain pace with that alongside of it, running parallel to it. It was a great sight, and I get to see things like that. Sometimes there are some really beautiful cloudscapes. I really love that. Maybe I'm getting a little bit too caught up in this, I don't know, but I love my imagination. I love reading books, something I've only discovered really in 2010-ish. The first book I've ever read that was fiction fantasy that really took my breath away was Inheritance by Christopher Paolini, and I really loved it. The How to Train Your Dragon series, animations. I love animations. Damn, how many things can a person be privileged with? And yet there are people who take things for granted and just dismiss everything. I don't know. I guess it's all in how you take it, isn't it? What's a privilege? The things you really love. What's that song say? It's not getting what you want, it's wanting what you've got. Something like that. Anyways, there's my 2 bits worth. I don't know if you can use this, but hope it works out. Bye for now.